18 years in prison did not break his spirit, who attended lectures of public figure Alimkhan Ermekov. Mysterious Pyramid. Where is the mysterious Copper Age's Karazhartas necropolis located? The Trails of Nomads expedition members continued their work in Karaganda region. First, the scientists visited the well-known Karaganda State Technical University, an alma mater of many outstanding personalities, including the leader of the expedition, Sapar Iskakov.
Қаншама мамандар шықты.
Many skilled professionals graduated this university. These are true experts in various industries, including metallurgy, mechanics, construction, and chemistry. Our senior mentor, our elder, Abulkas Saginov, founded and developed this educational institution, making it a university.
Күрделі университетке шейін жеткізген біздің атамыз Абылқасы Сагинов.
The prosperity of any state and its access to the world level is directly related to the development of the national educational system. There has always been a pedagogical society that feels responsible to the younger generation. One of such brightest persons, who was also an outstanding organizer, was Abulkas Saginov.
Для всех преподавателей, сотрудников, студентов.
All teachers, staff, students, undergraduates, and doctoral students of Karaganda Technical University know Saginov Abulkas Saginovich as the founder of Karaganda Polytechnic University. Abulkas Saginov is a hero of socialist labor, an academician of the National Academy of Sciences of Kazakhstan, who managed Karaganda Mining Institute for 33 years, and then headed Karaganda Polytechnic Institute, which later became Karaganda State Technical University. Modern youth is very careful about the educational institution which was founded and developed by Abulkas Saginov. A monument was erected in front of the main building as a token of gratitude to the revered teacher and famous academician.
Abulkas Saginovich был очень доброжелательным человеком.
Abulkas Saginovich was a very friendly person. He said to us, the deans, you should welcome and satisfy any question, problem, or request of a student or a parent, even if you can't comply with his request or solve his or her problem.
Не решили положительно его проблему.
A benevolent leader and an outstanding teacher is an example for the younger generation. Therefore, the university has named a hall after Abulkas Saginovich.
Қазіргі заманда
Many graduates of Karaganda State Technical University work in the country's government. They are not only in politics. Many of them work in production, industry, and agriculture. Therefore, the university is of great strategic importance for the country.
бұл университеттің маңызы зор.
There is another significant event that makes this university reputable. Once a well-known scientist, mathematician, professor, member of the Alashorda government, Alimkhan Ermekov taught and lectured to students here. In 1959, I studied at Karaganda Polytechnic Institute. Alimkhan Ermekov taught us mathematics. Many students came from other faculties, groups to attend his lectures, as he explained everything very intelligibly. In the math class, it was like you were sitting on literature. everything was clear. Mathematics was a very interesting subject for us then, and that was all thanks to Ermekov.
Тек қана Ермековтың арқасында.
Mathematics is the key to achieving success in the technical sciences and natural sciences. This is a popular expression by Alimkhan Ermekov, an outstanding teacher who lectured at Karaganda Polytechnic University from 1955 to 1961. Now, the university has an inscription with this expression. He did a lot in the politics. As a result of his activities as a member of the Alashorda party, he spent 18 years in prison. After his release in 1955, he came to Karaganda and got a job at Karaganda Mining Institute. I entered this university a year later, in 1956. It was a big dream for every student to visit and listen to the lectures of Alimkhan Ermekov, because listening to thoughts and thus getting a start in life from an outstanding personality, the founder of the Alashorda government, was a great happiness for everyone. I remember his image, words and thoughts. He talked a lot about what kind of person one should strive to be, and all this remained in me as a very bright life program. Today, there is a hall named after Alimkhan Ermekov at the university. The museum held an exposition dedicated to his labor path, contribution to the development of education and science in Kazakhstan. There are other interesting exhibits.
Жас күннің барлығы сол қазақтың.
He devoted his young years to the creation of the Kazakh state. He spent many years in prison, but not in vain. The goals have been achieved. Students, people, the Kazakh state are very grateful to him. People remember and revere this outstanding mentor. The university has a geological museum named after the son of Alimkhan Ermekov, Magawiya. He also studied the science and, like his father, achieved great success. Magawiya Ermekov made a great contribution to the development of Kazakh geology. As the Kazakhs say, noble is born from the noble, and the grandson of Alimkhan Ermekov also graduated this university.
Осознание того, что моим родным дедом является Алимхан Ермеков,
the fact that my grandfather is Alimkhan Ermekov, one of the representatives of the new-minded intelligentsia at the beginning of the 20th century, the vice premier of the Alashorda party, which first was the movement, always made me to be proud and gave a great responsibility. As the bearer of the surname, we need to correspond to the deeds that were once made by Alimkhan Ermekov and his party comrades from Alashorda, senior comrades.
Когда-то положены Алимханом Ермековым и его соратниками по партии алашардинцами, старшими товарищами.
According to Oleg Ermekov, the dreams of the Alashorda people about creating their own state, their impulse and aspirations on this path, this is what every Kazakh should now have in his soul. Now the world witnesses an information war of reason and thought. In this regard, the younger generation needs authorities who will give them example to follow. Alimkhan Ermekov is just such a person who has accomplished many feats in the name of his land, people, and freedom.
Именно так, как они, нужно любить свою родину.
Just like him, people should love their homeland. Just like them, one must strive to give everything so that the people who live in this land feel good. With such aspirations, Kazakhstan will have a future.
Стремлениями у Казахстана в этой серьезной политической обстановке сегодня есть будущее.
Those who knew Alimkhan Ermekov say that he had a special gift to motivate people to achieve goals, to interest them in knowledge. This is a person who thought broadly. He showed how to look at the world, with what view one needs to set goals in life. All your actions must be directed towards this goal. Alimkhan Ermekov's ability to convince a person served as a gift for the entire Kazakh land. Owing to this, Kazakhstan has retained a vast territory.
Алимхан Ermekovке идеология жағын
Alimkhan entrusted Ermekov the ideological direction of the Alash party. In the 1919-1921, Alimkhan Ermekov did a great deal by holding telephone negotiations with Lenin and Stalin. His activity in preserving the borders of the Kazakh Republic is important. Thanks to him personally, the coast of the Caspian Sea, Semipalatinsk and Akmola region remained part of Kazakhstan.
Қазақтың жеріне кіріп қалды.
Karaganda region can be proud of its outstanding sons. There are many universities in the region that make a worthy contribution to development. One of them is Karaganda State University, named after Yevgeny Buketov. Members of the scientific expedition Trails of Nomads visited this educational institution. The scientists got acquainted with the work of the Sari Arka Archaeological Institute, established in 2003 at the university.
Менің өзімнің түсінігім бойынша, мына біздің алдымыздағы тұрған кувшиндер, бұл енді өте сирек кездесетін.
According to my understanding, these jugs that are in front of us are very rare. They are unique items. One can hardly ever find such jugs with coasters in museums. This is most likely dishes for guests. Perhaps they put fruits and berries in them, or kept milk or kumis there.
Мынадай кәдімгі ыдыстың аяғы бар. Бұл шамасы келген сонда бір қонақтарға қойылатын ыдыс. Мұның ішіне мүмкін бір жеміс жидек салынды ма, не болмаса қымыз сүт құйылды ма.
The Museum of the Archaeological Institute has a lot of exhibits that still remain a mystery. It is only known, for example, that these artifacts belong to the Bronze Age of the Begazi Dandibai culture. Domestic scientists found them during archaeological excavations. Relevant studies are currently being carried out.
Бегази-дандыбаевская культура, она отличается еще наличием очень интересных сосудов. Наряду с грубыми вот такими вот керамическими.
The Begazi Dandibai culture is also distinguished by the presence of very interesting vessels. Along with such a rough ceramic forms, there may be a roller along the neck. There are very elegant ceremonial containers, small pots. There is an ornament which was applied with various stamps, thin, small. For example, here are the cups. This is also characteristic of the Begazi Dandibai culture. Along with household items and utensils made of clay, fragments of tools cast from copper, bronze, and iron were found during the excavations of the burial grounds of the Begazi Dandibai culture.
Таңғалатын нәрселер, мысалы, мынау найзаның ұштары. Міне көріңіздер, мына қандай тамаша, е? Мынау Австрияда, Венгрияда.
I was very impressed with the spearheads. The same tips were found in Austria, Hungary. The prophet Isa was stabbed with such tips. And these tips are a holy relic there. They called them the Spear of Fate. And look, it is very similar to the tip of fate. 4,000 years have passed and the form and appearance have not changed at all.
Міне 4000 жыл өтті, біздің уақытымыздан 4000 жыл өтті. Міне қараңыз, соның мынау несі түрі, формасы ешқандай өзгермеген.
For example, here is a button that was worn by our ancestors 3,500 years ago. There were also fragments of the first tools used by ancestors in production. The museum also features ancient personal hygiene items.
Мынау кәдімгі сақал алатын ұстара деп айтып қойды. Міне біздің бабаларымыз сол ұстарамен міне былай қырған
We are confident that this shaving machine was used by our ancestors 4,000 years ago.
Осындай уникальный заттарды 4000 жыл бұрын біздің бабаларымыз пайдаланды деп айтуға мысалы қазір енді біздің 100% неміз бар. Құқымыз бар.
Our ancestors paid special attention to the adornments and beauty of women. These products found during archaeological excavations are evidence of this.
Мынау міне қалып. Бұл қалып осыған қоланы құйып әртүрлі мынау әшекейлерді адам.
This is the form. Bronze was poured into it and jewelry was made. Another unique item is a fragment of pottery. If you look closely, you can notice traces of letters on it. We saw 26 letters on the dishes found in the burial of the Golden Man in Jetisu. Therefore, we can assume that people used such letters. So 2-3 similar letters remained here. The rest, unfortunately, were not found. So perhaps at that time there could be early writing on our land.
Көріңіздер ме, сол әріптердің бір екі-үшеу ғана қалған қайрасы, қалған енді өкінішке орай табылған жоқ деп отыр. Міне, сол уақытында мүмкін ерте жазу болуы мүмкін біздің елімізде.
This museum also has fragments of household tools. Archaeologists have found ancient tools of farmers, including a sickle. This suggests that agriculture was developed on the Kazakh land at that time, and this cannot be denied.
Міне осындай заттарды көрген уақытында ойлаймыз, біздің бабаларымыз кезінде.
Such things make us think, analyze. Our ancestors at one time were engaged in agriculture, metallurgy, jewelry. They produced ceramics, golden products. Here are the pieces of gold. They were made 4,000 years ago and have survived to this day. Here is the golden ring. It was found in a burial made in the form of a pyramid.
Бұл жаңағы пирамида сияқты қып салған тамның ішіне шығып отыр.
The pyramid that Saparskakov is talking about was found on the territory of Karaganda region. Scientists call it the Kazakhstan Pyramid. We are now at the burial site, which is called Karazhartas. This is a unique place. Behind us is a pyramid. During the late Bronze Age, our ancestors began to build burial grounds in the form of pyramids. One such example is the Karazhartas necropolis. The Trails of Nomads scientific expedition met with historians to find out the history of the appearance of these burials. You see a large pyramid, the burial place of Karazhartas. This, one might say, is the only pyramid in Kazakhstan. Unique building. It appeared in the Bronze Age, the late period in Kazakhstan, and belongs to the Begazi Dendibai culture. The ancient monument was cleared of the cultural layer in a few years and restored. According to archaeologists, such a burial was mainly intended for wealthy people or for famous personalities, heroes. Large burial grounds at that time were erected only for rulers and leaders. By the way, thanks to them, we now have the opportunity to find out how they lived at that time, what they produced. We learned this from the finds in the burial grounds. Of course, there are a lot of looted graves, and yet even what is left is enough to understand a lot. On one side of the pyramid, there are 5 steps, and on the other side, there are 6. Historians say that this was deliberately conceived. Everything was covered with earth. It turns out that this technology allowed the facility to survive for many hundreds of years and reach our time.
В качестве одного из таких технических приемов использовалась строительная кладка, то есть камни связывались, углы выводились, там обычно крупные камни вот такие по углам, чтобы эти...
One of these techniques was masonry. That is, the stones were connected, corners were removed. Usually, large stones were placed in the corners to hold them firmly. Outside, all this was faced with rather high granite slabs. All this was closed. An interesting trick was also used inside. We believe that the chamber itself may have been constructed by pouring. Silty soil was used. It is quite viscous and clayey, and when dried it is very strong. This inner chamber apparently was built in this way.
И вот эта вот внутренняя камера еще, видимо, вот именно вот таким способом была организована, собственно.
In some sources, these burials are called the step pyramids. The ancient burial ground is located on the banks of the Taldy River. The famous Kazakh scientist Alkay Margulan was the first to carry out archaeological excavation here. Alkay Margulan explored the mountains of Karazhartas and Akshoki. Starting from the Akshoki mountains and up to the Baybala area, there are winter huts here. For example, Badaz Lodge, which is also a winter hut. All these places were studied by Alkay Margulan. He always said that these places have great potential in terms of new archaeological discoveries. The famous archaeologist Alkay Margulan conducted exploration and, as a legacy, passed the data to his descendants for further study. All historical sites in Karaganda region are now being explored by Sarayarka Archaeological Institute scientists. Russian archaeologists say that this territory witnessed migration processes. That is, migrants from Siberia arrived here. However, according to Alkay Margulan, everything is connected with the Begazi Dandabai culture, and the local population did not move. That is, everything originated here. People did not arrive here from somewhere and did not leave these places, but formed here. So we are the descendants of these indigenous people, said Alkay Margulan. There are a lot of ancient and valuable artifacts in the Great Steppe, and no one will argue with this assumption. Thanks to them, we can learn about the great past of our ancestors, which for a while turned out to be under the thickness of the cultural layer. Ancient objects tell of a great civilization with a unique culture and a special way of development.
Осы арадан онша алыс емес, мысалы Кент қаласы бар, Қарқаралыда. Оларда үлкен өндіріс орындары табылған. Әсіресе металлургия.
There is the city of Kent in Karkarali, where the places of large production facilities were found. In particular, there are many metallurgical industries, bronze and copper smelting. Owing to this, we can say that even then, there were the beginnings of civilization on the territory of Kazakhstan. Signs of statehood, initial economic relations, connections between the city and the countryside.
Түрлері. Бірінші экономиканың жаңадан бастап келе жатқан байланыстары, ауыл мен қала екі ортадағы байланыстар.
Now the task is to restore, preserve, and promote historical monuments that connect the Begazi Dandabai culture and today's Kazakhstan. Reconstruction work will continue. In addition, in the coming decade, a historical and archaeological park of Taldy should appear on this site. There is a river behind this pyramid, and a big bridge over the river will be built, according to the project. After diving into the history of the appearance of the mysterious Kazakhstan pyramid and getting acquainted with the finds of domestic archaeologists, the Trails of Nomads scientific expedition team continued their journey.